We're looking at to achieve this 22%. It could mean a loss of 50,000 jobs or 1.2 billion per year for the entire farming sector and the rural community. We're out here today because recently the government has announced that farmers are going to have to reduce emissions by 22%, and this is extremely challenging for farmers. Farmers are very worried and very concerned because this has been foisted on us, and also we're in centre stage in the final negotiations of CAP reform as well. So all of those issues are on the table at the moment, and Joe, what we're finding is that our government is not listening. They haven't been listening for quite a while, and the reason we're here today is, Joe, we want our government to understand that we need proper engagement and negotiations with them, because the measures that are coming forward could have a massive cost for farmers. We're looking at to achieve this 22%. It could mean a loss of 50,000 jobs and or 1.2 billion per year for the entire farming sector and the rural communities as well. So we want our government to engage with us and have a proper plan and find a way through this. And you know, there's funding going to be required. Every other sector is going to receive funding from the government. So what we're saying to our government is we want a plan and the adequate funding to protect our sector and rural Ireland into the future.
According to the European Union's latest figures, Ireland's contributions to global carbon emissions are 0.09% of the world's total, so kind of a drop in the bucket. And I wonder, do you think Ireland is being disproportionately hammered by these policies when there are other much more serious emitters in the world?
Of course they are, and we've seen the report that came out of COP recently, you know, where major countries like China, like India and the US are going to continue using coal, going to use oil to generate energy. So absolutely we are being hard done by in these negotiations. But look, we always said as farmers we will play our part. And the other key issue here is, you know, if we don't produce this food here in a country like Ireland that has less carbon emissions per kilogram of food produced, food will be produced in a country that is far less carbon efficient. Thus this will lead to carbon leakage, and in the long run, Joe, we'll do nothing to protect the environment.
All over the world we're hearing about supply chain issues surrounding food and other products, but that food security in particular, organizations are warning that it's not as stable as it was a couple of years ago. Do you think that it makes sense then for the government to put so much pressure on the Irish agri-industry?
Absolutely, and if we go back to the Paris Agreement, it was clearly stated in the Paris Agreement that any changes in climate could not impact on food production and ensuring citizens would have enough food. So absolutely we have to be very, very careful here, because what's happening as well is obviously the world population is increasing, and we're going to need more food. So we need to be the government need to be very, very careful here, or this could lead to food shortages, you know, right across the world.